Hello everybody and welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Chidiebere and today we are going to be talking about GitHub and how to save our project in GitHub and the basic functions and things we do with GitHub as well as Git. Now um, you might ask, what is Git? Git is simple. So you might ask, what is Git? Git is just a DevOps tool which is used for source code management. In what it simply means is that it's just like a tool which you'd use to manage versions of your code. Like today, in my code I have ABC, and I store it in my Git. Tomorrow I said, okay, let me make small changes to my code, and I now have ADB. I changed the code to ADB and I save it to Git. It will still retain the previous version, which is ABC, and the current version, which is ADB or ADC, depending. Even if you make up to 20, 30, 40 changes, it will retain all those versions of previous code and have it installed for you to work with. So Git is free and open source, and it's very efficient when it comes to managing small code to large project code base, and it's used for tracking changes. Okay, if I made these changes on my source code last year January, and I made another one in June last year, which is 2021, and probably I now make another one this month in 2022. So all these changes, I can track them. I can see who made those changes. I can see the time and year those changes were made. So that's what Git is for. And it enables multiple developers to work together to deliver a particular project. When I say work together, every developer will have access to that code, and whatever changes they make in the version of code they copied does not directly affect the main code, except it is committed by whoever that's in charge of the project. So let me keep that at that for now. Just know that Git is simply a tool which is used to manage your code, and whenever you have a code base that has to do with that has to do with a code base that has to do with a project you are working on, Git simply gives you that tool you need to be able to store the code version by version. You can have version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, and the likes. So without further ado, the two things you will need for this tutorial is to have an online account on GitHub. So let me talk about GitHub a little. GitHub is just a platform that provides the same services just like Git provides. It's just a platform. The same way you have Git on your system or as a software, that's the same way this platform provides this. And what this platform does, it manages all your repository and code and gives access to other developers to be able to make changes to that code or copy that code or modify that code, as well as update the code in your code base. So the two things you will be needing, just like I said, are one, this having an account on GitHub, and two, downloading the software, the Git software. So right now, I've downloaded it and installed it on my system. Once installed on your system, you can go to this menu and type Git. I have my Git UI, which is this. I can create repository or open existing repository. I can browse for it and open it wherever it is. So, but for most of the things we are going to be doing, we are going to be doing it using the Git bash. Sorry, Git bash. Okay, this is a console interface that allows you to manage your code, to make changes to your code, to commit and to create your repositories. So with this on, we don't need this for now. We will not be working with this. So with this on, you can go ahead and sign up on GitHub if you've not done that already. Sign up, complete the whole process of the sign up, and then the whole thing comes together. But I have an account, so I'm going to log into my account on GitHub. Okay. So I have two-factor authentication enabled on my system so as to protect my environment. So I've already built a lot of things on my Git. And so when you open it for the first time, this is what you see. And these are the recent projects that I worked on. So on this place, let's say I want to create a new repository. This is the first thing. You want to create a repository. So what's a repository? A repository is just a folder or a location or an environment where you store a particular project. So what do I call this now? I might call this mobile application. Sorry, you can't have this. You can either concatenate it with a dash or with what's it called, or underscore. You can't have a space. So like this, I want to make it public. The difference between making it public and private is that in public, your code is visible to anybody and everybody. Anybody can go to your page and they will see your code on your page. But once in private, nobody has the ability to see that repository. So leave everything. I want to make it public. I leave it at public and leave everything the way they are, and I create the repository. So once this repository is created, you have this environment. Now, this is the remote location in case you want to do anything on this repository, either to download the repository or to clone the repo. We call it repo for short and repository for long. So these are the code we will use to make our first commit or build our first what's it called, or build our first, or move our first, make our first push rather. So here I'm going to store this code, notepad plus plus. Let me quickly copy it. I want to show you something, that's why I'm copying this. So I need to copy this, copy, and save it to this place. And this, if you have an existing repository, you can, if you have anything on the repository already, you can use this to continue. So I'm going to go ahead to explain what this lines of code does. So this is just to add a README file, something like a comment to tell whoever that is downloading it, or to tell you or to remind you what the project is all about. Now, this will initialize the folder where we want to add our the folder we want to send to our repository, this repository. Now, this thing will add the README file to the repository, or to your folder rather, and then the commit statement is used for preparing your code or your files that contains your code. It prepares it for it to be able to move, or for you to be able to move it to the online repository. Now, this other one, git branch main, simply in Git or GitHub, we have what we call branches. Branches are like storage space within your repository where you can store different versions of the code. When I talked about storing different versions of the code, it simply means I can have branch 1, branch 2, and any changes I make, I can create a new branch under the same project and store it in. Now, I have branch 1 here, and day before yesterday, I have a code. I stored it in branch 1, and yesterday, I modified the code. I wanted to push it. I create another branch, branch 2, and stored it because I don't want to tamper with what's already in branch 1. And I save in branch 2, and then branch 3. Today, I want to make another commit. I can say, okay, I don't want to touch the 2 previous code. I'll create another branch. Then when I'm comfortable that, okay, all these are working the way I want it to, I can now commit or merge branch 1, branch 2, and branch 3 together, or merge either branch 1 and branch 3, or branch 2 and branch 3, depending on which one. Now, this one here is that I'm specifying on my Git that I want to store this to this repository. This is where I want to push the content of that folder to. And also, this is used to make the push. Now, there is something that is missing here. There's something that is missing here, and that is what? That is something, let's say, to add, let's, at this point, to add all those folders into the Git and prepare them for that commit. So you have Git add period or full stop. This will add all the files and folder it sees in that current folder or in that current project folder. It will add all of them. But if I specify source.txt, it will look for this, only this file, and it will add it to that repository. But if I add this dot, it will pick everything in that folder and commit it. Now, I will still talk about how to remove some of the folders using git ignore. We have what you call git ignore. Once the folder is under git ignore, that folder will not be committed. Something we ignore or we don't commit mostly is private key and password or configuration folder. So somebody doesn't tamper with your project or your platform. So those confidential credentials must not be added to this online platform, please, for security purposes. So with this, I will go back to my desktop and I will create a new folder and I will call it mobile-application. So what do I want to do? I have a test file. I have this test file called cmd command line, and this one, how to create Flutter. So these are test files. So all these, let's assume that all these, I don't want to start creating another test file or another code. So I will assume that all these files are my source code. All these files are my source code, and they are located inside this project folder called mobile application. So this is a typical example of my project file, something like this. You have all your files inside. So for this now, let me quickly select all these. Please take note of the names I give to them, and they are 6 in number. So I copy them and I paste them inside of this place. So these are the things I want to commit: code, command line steps, code hunt, solution, this. So these are the codes which I want to commit to the GitHub repository. So what do I do? The two ways to open this folder is to select, right click, and do what? Open with. Where's my, okay, git bash here. If I say do git bash here, it will automatically take me to the location of this folder. It automatically take me here. But let's say I have this open. I can do cd desktop. It will take me to the desktop. Cd mobile application. It will take me to the same folder, which is currently the same thing as doing git bash here. You see, this is the same thing as this. So with this now, we'll have to copy each of these lines of code which we did before and paste them one after the other and see what happens. So let me go back to this place and close this place, and by, let's say I click on code. Sorry, I click on my project name. It's supposed to take me back to, I just want it to go away from here. Where's now my application repository? Okay, this is the latest one I created 8 minutes ago. So I opened it. So nothing is committed yet. So that's why it's showing me this code. So we are going to make a commit right now, and we are going to see it reflect here. So we are going to copy this one after the other. Copy, paste. I paste it, I run it. So the first code, I've run the first code. Now this is to prepare this folder, mobile application folder, for for commit to GitHub. So it initializes it and it will add extra file for me here, which is this. This is the README file. The first one I did, this is the initialization. So all these are the files I need for me to be able to interact with the GitHub online repo. So let me close this. So the third thing is to add something to the README file that I created. So you right click for it to add to this interface. You can't do Control V. So I do this, it automatically adds it or replace what is there. So I do this git add, and then I have it automatically adds all this. I do this git commit, so it prepares all those files for me to push it. So I have 6 files before, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this one is the README file that was added at this point. So the next phase or the next thing to do is what? I want to move this to, it's already on main, but sometimes you might have master here. So you have to make sure this is main branch, because most of the branches you have on GitHub are main branches. So I want to move it to main branch. Sorry, let me close this. To main branch, make sure that it's on main branch. That I'm specifying the branch I want to save the file to, main. So if this is master before, it will change it to main, but since it's main, it retains it. So I'm going to copy this repository, this repository. I copy it and I specify it here. So this is where I want to push all these things to. I click on this. It has set my repository, but you might not be able to see it. So I now do what? Git push origin, and this is the branch where I want it to be pushed. So I now do what? I now do this git branch. So it's already pushing it, and it has pushed my code already. So this is the step. If you created the project fresh, this is the steps you follow. But if you created the project, or if it's an existing project and you want to make changes to it, you start from where? You start from here, from this line. Git add, then you add it, then commit, then this. Then you might not need to specify your origin, except maybe the location where you want to save it is changing, then you do this. So let's go back to our online platform. And when I refresh this guy, you automatically see all my codes here. All my codes are here. All my codes are here. So this is how, and this is the first branch which we have, and it's called the main branch. If I create another branch, I'll still see it here. So this is the branch. If I make changes to this platform now, and I go over to, and I want to save it to another branch, I will specify a different branch, and I will repeat this whole process. Now, for me, as another developer that might want to copy your code, once I'm able to get this URL, what it simply means, the domain name, GitHub, and GitHub, the username of the developer, and the repository you want to access. Because it's a public repository, I can copy this, and you can now check for it here. You can see what I posted. Once you copy this repository and access it on your browser, it will take you to this place. You can simply do what? You can simply download a zip file, and it will download the repository, because it's open to anybody to download, copy, change, and make other things too. So this is where I will be stopping for this tutorial. Thank you.